Quiet.
Are you ready? Think you are ready?
Think so.
I just did something on my computer. 3, 2, 1.
Brought to you by PaintballToTheEnd.com.
Hi, and welcome to 10 Minute Marks. This is episode number 26. We return for commentary on the current state of TNA. Now, I know we do a lot of commentary on the current states of TNA, but that is partially because WWE is so stale right now that it's hard to do commentary on WWE. But we will get to WWE in the next couple weeks as SummerSlam draws closer and they get more matches booked. They develop the Nexus versus Cena's team. Oh, wait, Jericho's team.
Oh, yeah.
Storyline as that develops more. By the way, we were very pleased with the surprise of Bret Hart being in that match.
Absolutely.
Yay! I was really thinking it would be Evan Bourne at the end or maybe Triple H. But, you know, Bret will work.
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, just a little commentary on WWE. If Evan Bourne does not get a title match to make up for his not being in the Nexus match at SummerSlam, there should be an investigation.
Yeah, there should be.
How do you put Great Khali in that match when they've been working with Evan Bourne a couple times and they have had no work with the Great Khali?
Yeah. Makes no sense.
Head scratcher. I also wanted to put a little disclaimer in here. This is episode 26 of 10 Minute Marks. And recently I started talking to D'Angelo De Niro, Elijah Burke, on the internet. He knows who I am. We talk, you know, so on and so forth. And I just wanted to put a little disclaimer in here because I'm thinking about inviting him to see the show. And, you know, inviting Dixie Carter to see our Twitter page and so forth and so on, and kind of get other people's opinions on what we think without ticking them off.
Yeah.
Because this is not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to tick people off. We're not trying to take any wrestlers off. We're not trying to, you know, degrade any TNA. I love TNA. I respect TNA a lot. I respect what they do. I respect what they stand for. I would think this show would be more like constructive criticism rather than, you know, degrading the product, because that's basically what we're trying to do, you know.
Yeah.
If Dixie Carter were to watch the show and go, hey, I like this guy's ideas, I think I'll call him up. That would be great.
Yeah.
and ultimately, I think that may be the whole goal, subconsciously anyway. But just to let you know, we're not here to degrade anyone or put down anyone. We're just offering constructive criticism and our opinions. Your opinions are welcome to our show as well. You know, you can degrade us if you want. Say, hey, you're morons. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. This is what should happen instead. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know, works both ways. I've never been one to turn away from criticism. And on that note, we are going to start off. We watched this week's past Impact, and it's rather important.
Yeah.
In the fact that they brought in the ECW guys.
Yeah.
And they're apparently renaming Hard Justice to Hardcore Justice and making it an ECW type pay-per-view, which to me is awesome.
Yeah.
But we are going to offer our opinions and constructive criticism on that show. Because to us it was a very important show in TNA history, which is good. I mean, it's good that they have so many shows that are this important in one year. And with that, I will let Paul start off. And by the way, I think this is going to be a double episode.
Yeah, it's going to be.
We think this is going to be a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah.
Just to let you know now.
Yeah, since YouTube's got the restriction and everything.
Exactly. But we're going to let Paul start off with his takes on TNA's Impact from last week.
Yeah. Like you said, it's constructive criticism. There were some good things about TNA tonight. However, there were a few things I did want to touch on that are kind of WTF sort of thing. And for the record, I do love TNA. I've watched them for years. And after all, I always love competition with WWE. That means, you know, a better product and also more wrestlers have jobs. So I am all for that.
We are all for competition as well. WWE needs competition.
Yeah, they're really stale right now. So anything that I say about TNA that's kind of critical, WWE is looking a little bit worse right now for me. But anyway, I'm going to talk about one of the things that annoyed me. Not so much with the wrestling, but Taz really annoyed me. And I never thought I'd say that. And I don't know what it is. And he's going to touch more on some other matches with his commentary. But one of the things I wanted to mention was his commentary during the Angle Hernandez match was just absurd. And it was more along the lines of, here you have Hernandez, which is ranked one number higher than Angle, and today, and of course Angle's doing the retirement thing, that if he loses, then he retires, period. And of course Mike Tenay says along the lines of, oh, if Hernandez beats him, then he'll retire Angle. That's a huge thing to put on your resume. But then Taz jumps in with, well, he's ranked one number higher than Angle, so it really wouldn't help him. And I'm like,
yeah, you just killed it.
You just not only killed the Angle, but you killed Angle literally. You're saying beating Kurt Angle is not that important.
Not that big a deal.
Which, you wrestled Kurt Angle, Taz. You know how important he is, and it's just, it's so counterintuitive, counterproductive, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Right.
And that just, it really bothered me. Another promo that just had me scratching my head was the Kevin Nash and Jeff Jarrett promo. I don't know what they were wanting to accomplish with that. It was right after the Angle match. And Kevin Nash basically calls out Double J and talks about how he thought Sting put a log in his punch bowl or something like that. And then he accused Jeff Jarrett of doing that. And of course, after his little promo involving the log in the punch bowl, Jeff Jarrett says, I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course, he was just echoing the thoughts of everyone in the room watching on TV, but, you know.
And even the fans were kind of like, what is he saying? You know.
Where are you going with this?
Yeah. And then, of course, he brings in later saying, you know, you're a leader to the locker room. You're hurting them. They're the victims. And by the way, tonight, when you think about your 3 daughters and how much they love you, and really you're the biggest prick in the world. And
which, remember to TNA, why did Jeff Jarrett's daughters got to get brought into everything?
Yeah.
It was brought in so much during his Kurt Angle feud. It was brought in a lot during another feud he had recently. I think it was Sting.
Yeah, it was Sting, yeah.
Why is his daughters brought into everything? I mean, can't we leave family alone?
Yeah.
You know? If anything, bring in Karen.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, leave the daughters out of it. The daughters have nothing to do with it, but bring in Karen. You know, she'd be an interesting way to, you know, bring it into it. If you're going to bring in family, do it that way.
Yeah.
Especially after you just shook Kurt Angle's hand when he was on his way out of the ring.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
you know, just an idea.
But on the plus side of things, I did love the Motor City Machine Guns match with Beer Money. I didn't really so much like the ending because that makes Beer Money 2-0 now with them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, well, you know what's coming after that.
Yeah, the 2-0 thing is kind of, I wanted it to go 1-1.
Yeah.
You know, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, and then have the, I don't like the whole 2-0 or 3-0. Oh, they got to come back or else they'll lose. And it's just like, you know what's going to happen then.
Yeah. So, with that being put aside, it was a really awesome match.
Yeah, it was. Not
only was it an ECW-ish type of match, it had a lot of great ring psychology to it. I mean,
exactly. And one thing I'm going to touch on now, even though I was going to do it later. Sorry.
That's all right.
That match. The commentary on that match was really good. Taz made a point of saying he talked to the Machine Guns. The Machine Guns were hot about losing the week before, and sure enough, the Machine Guns come out of the tunnel and they're just on fire.
Yeah,
and that's the way it should be.
Yes.
I mean, there's been a lot of times in wrestling on TV everywhere, you know, all federations or whatever, where the commentator's like, yeah, I talked to him earlier, he's PO'd, but yet the wrestler comes out, he's just walking out like
puts him in a simple headlock or something.
Yeah, and walks out to the ring like nothing ever happened the week before. Like everything's normal. Instead of being ticked off about the week before, but this didn't happen with the Machine Guns. And I thought that part of I thought that was excellent and needs to be done more often.
What went on in this particular promo I didn't like so much, and that was, you had Dixie Carter yelling at the agents in the back. And there's a part where she yells at Al Snow. And Al Snow says, well, in our defense, we didn't know what was going on. And Dixie Carter yells something along the lines of, well, you're agents, you're TNA management, you're not supposed to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then you get the door shut in your face, and you're kind of like, good. I didn't want to see the door anyway.
Like, oh, there's a camera there. Boom.
Yeah.
We just said something stupid. We'll shut the door on you.
Yeah.
Dixie, I love you, but really, there's one part where we actually sort of disagree on. As much as I like the whole ECW angle that they're going with, I have to admit I was a little dismayed at the Tommy Dreamer promo. And I have to admit, maybe it's because of the past treatment of ECW and WBE that makes me go, oh, really? You know? Right. And I'm kind of I don't like seeing ECW's corpse being dug up again. And maybe that's, like I said, because of WBE. I kind of didn't like his promo, and maybe I'm just a jerk. I'll fully admit that maybe I am. But here you had them coming out the ring and talking. I liked Foley talking, but then once he hands it to Dreamer, and Dreamer gets all emotional. The first time I watched it, I was really excited about seeing the pay-per-view, and I still am. But then the second time I watched it on YouTube, I was kind of like, oh, why am I not liking this as much? And then the third time I watched it, I was like, oh, why am I not liking this as much? And of course, Dixie Carter at the end says, you don't need to get all emotional on me. You know, you put me in a difficult position. And I was kind of like, you know, maybe if he would just been out there and been kind of a badass and been sort of like, you know, I'm excited for this. This is the way, I'm going to end ECW the way I want to. Instead of going, oh, my friends, I lost my jobs. Oh, Vince screwed me over. And, you know, I fully admit it, I may be a jerk for saying that. But that's just my initial thought. Or that was my thought later on when I saw it for the third time. And I'll just give him the benefit of the doubt for now. If the pay-per-view is really good, then I'm totally a jerk. But that's just my feelings on that right now. I didn't feel like he needed to get all emotional. But then again, I'm not Tommy Dreamer. So
my takes on Impact. The first thing I wanted to say about past week's Impact was when I first saw it on my DVR, I thought it was the best Impact I'd ever seen. I thought there was a lot of real emotion. There was the Beer Money Motor City Machine Gun match, which I think could be a match of the year candidate.
Oh yeah.
There was the Angelina Love tag team match with the knockouts that I think is really good. I think they're doing really well with that.
Yeah.
Where they gave Madison Rayne back the title because they couldn't prove that it was a Beautiful People member underneath the helmet. Mm-hmm. I think they're really going good places with that. I like the Kurt Angle Hernandez match, although some of the points he brought up about the commentating I didn't really catch before, but I did upon further review.